Come.
International Women's Day is celebrated every year on March 8th to recognize the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women. The event celebrates women's achievements and raises awareness about women's equality and lobbies for accelerated gender parity. This year, International Women's Day is celebrated on the theme, Break the Bias, which spotlights the individual and collective biases against women that fuel gender inequality. To start today's program, may I now invite Tanu ma'am to present a song on this special occasion. Tanu ma'am, please.
आप सभी को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी, तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी, तू ममता की मूरत प्यारी, तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी, तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी, तू ममता की मूरत प्यारी, तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी, तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी। गबधनी सा 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 रि धनी नी नी ध ब ध ध ध ब ग प, गबधनी सा 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 रि धनी नी नी ध ब ध ग प रि ध सा रि ध सा। करुणा निधानी तू शस्त्राणी, करुणा निधानी तू शस्त्राणी, तू महाकाली, तू महामाई, तू महाकाली, तू महामाई, रणभूमि में लक्ष्मीबाई, रणभूमि में लक्ष्मीबाई। देश में विपदान पड़ी है, बेटी पे अत्याचार बड़ी है, देश में विपदा आन पड़ी है, बेटी पे अत्याचार बड़ी है। भ्रूण हत्यारे दुराचारी देश में पग पग पर ये खड़े हैं, देश में पग पग पर ये खड़े हैं। उठियो बेटी कर कल्याण, उठियो बेटी कर कल्याण, बेटी पढ़ेगी, बेटी पढ़ेगी, राष्ट्र का नाम तू रोशन करेगी, राष्ट्र का नाम तू रोशन करेगी। बेटी पढ़ेगी, 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 बेटी पढ़ेगी। तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी, तू ही जननी, तू जग भरणी।
Wonderful song. Now may I invite Somila ma'am, visiting history, to throw light on women freedom fighters in national movement 1857 to 1947. Somila ma'am, please.
Good morning, everyone. On the special occasion of today is the International International Women's Day, on this occasion, I am going to give you an information about the women's role in the past history in the freedom struggle of India. As we know that India is under the British colonial rule for many years, so women participated in the Indian freedom struggle. For example, Rani Gaidulu, she was belonged to Manipur and she was born on 26 January 1950 in the present day Manipur, that is in Tamil Nadu district. Okay, so she was always she was doing the freedom struggle when she was 13 in 1930, and for the next years of her life she was dedicated to driving out the British from the region. So for this reason, Rani Gaidulu was sentenced to life imprisonment at the age of 16, and they spent next 14 years in jail. She was finally released in 1947 after India's independence on first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru ordered Rani Gaidulu as the daughter of the hills, and he gave her the title of Rani for her courage. Not only the Rani Gaidulu, but also the Rani Lakshmi Bai and Raja Sultana in the medieval period. She has and many other Indian ladies, and even in the history of Manipur Nukila movement during 1939 to 1942, and women from Manipur participated in the against the fighting against the British colonial rule. Okay, so in this way we celebrated the Women's Day. So we can learn from her, from the past history. The women sacrificed their life and their spirit, their courage. We will not forget their stories, and we we should be proud of the women, and we should learn from the past experiences of the our women. So happy Women's Day, all of you, and have a nice day, and good luck for all of you for today's exam. Thank you.
Now, may I invite Anjali ma'am to City Bio to present a short speech on eminent scientists and discoveries. Anjali ma'am, please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Respected sir, my dear colleagues, and my dearest students. I, on behalf of the science fraternity, would like to wish everyone, especially my colleagues and the future, that is the women of the future generation, a very happy International Women's Day. So we already heard the theme is break the bias. So here, as a science teacher, I, standing here, would like to motivate my science students, especially girls, to be a part of the science community and then carry on with great discoveries and contribute so much to the society so that you make a name for yourself. So amid a global push to get more girls interested in science, engineering, technology, and maths, we should take a moment to celebrate the women in the past and the present, and to remember a few. We have Marie Curie, who was a physicist and chemist, then Jane Goodall, who worked on chimpanzees, then I think most of us have heard Silent Spring, which was a very famous book which was written by Rachel Carson. Then we have Rosalind Franklin and Barbara McClintock, who was working great in the field of genetics. Then we have Janaki Amal, which was the first Indian scientist to receive the Padma Shri Award in 1977, and who went on working the great part in the field of botany. We have Kalpana Chawla, who was the first astronaut of Indian origin to have forayed into the space. We have Aditi Pant, who was the first Indian woman to visit Antarctica as part of Indian expedition to study geology and oceanography. So just as we remember and celebrate these women in science, I would like to motivate my students to become one of them. And again, I'm wishing you a very happy International Women's Day. Thank you all.
Thank you, Anjali ma'am, and I hope all the girls students, especially, they have been truly illuminated by madam's motivation, okay, to have a wonderful space in the world of science by becoming women scientists and come out with wonderful discoveries in the future. Now, may I have the honor to invite Shada ma'am to speak English to throw light on eminent women writers and poets. Madam, please.
Very good morning to everyone present here. We have heard You have heard the introduction given by Madam Vidya, in which she has highlighted the theme. What is the theme? Do you remember?
Break the bias.
Break the
Bias.
bias. Break the bias. It shows that there is a bias. There has been a bias. The bias still continues to be. Break the bias. And after the introductory speech of Madam Vidya, you must have heard Tanu Madam's song, in which she has glorified, she has deified women. So based on these two things, I am going to tell you something about women writers and poets. You see, children, in the 17th century, one 17th century poet, a very famous poet, has written a book on the lost paradise. It's a biblical context. Lost paradise. Man and woman. Adam and Eve. Lost paradise. When they were in the Garden of Eden, one angel called Raphael came to give education. Listen carefully. Raphael came to the garden. Raphael is the name of an angel, okay? To the Eden garden to give education to Adam, the man. And he was telling about the cosmic world. The angel, Raphael was teaching Adam piece of man. They could not go. They could not write. They could not do anything. If they wanted to say something, it had to be done through the mouthpiece of a man, through the microphone. The man was the microphone of the women. They wrote beautiful poems. They wrote beautiful novels. But they had no audience, no publisher. They could not find anybody to read the books, to read the poems they have written. And so, don't take women very lightly. They found a strategy. They found a way out. What did they do? They took pseudo-names. They started writing under the names of men. And they found an audience. And these books, these poems written under the name of a man, pseudo-name, false, pseudo means false, name were, they were appreciated. The writers, the men writers, underneath were the women, to glorify women. Today, children, let us recognize the Shakti, which is the origin of life. In the beginning, there was nothing. There was only Shakti. In the beginning, there was nothing. There was only Shakti. There was only the energy. That energy is Shakti. That energy is women. That energy is you, children, who are the blooming women. And men, of course, you have recognized us. You have seen the goodness in women. I think I've been a little emotional. I'm sorry about it. Okay, thank you. Happy Women's Day to everyone.
Faculty members of Vidyalaya Loktak families. So I request all the lady teachers to kindly be on the stage. And to do the honor, may I now invite Manipur sir.
Video on.
Vidya.
Okay.
Okay.
We are so lucky that the nature also is giving us coolness, Kendriya. So very thankful. It's a small program, and boys student and the girl students, you are going for the examination, big examination after 15 minutes, right? Okay, we'll have a national anthem. So you have heard about the women writer, and then the role of the woman in the history. Okay, they have written that 1857 say onwards. So Rani Gajiulu was from Manipur, and the women's Nupi Lal in Manipur, 1939. Just imagine. So we have got आपको बहुत पसंद दिया, speech was given, and then so you please remember. Okay. So I wish all the women, the lady teacher, a success. Not only here in the school, if possible, you go to higher. That is what I like to wish you. Not only in this department, you can go to higher thing. Okay. And the same thing, the girl's child. One day you are going to be a woman, right? So you give your level best. Right after this, also we are going to keep examination. Okay, come and join. Jodi aake join karo. We are going to have national anthem. Okay, so this is like this. Okay, so it's examination right nicely, and okay, let us keep all the SOP also. Okay, thank you. Right.
सावधान राष्ट्रगान शुरू करेंगे राष्ट्रगान शुरू कर
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जल वितरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
भारत माता की
जय
भारत माता की
जय
भारत माता की
जय
शासन
जय भारत
Wait, you don't break the light.